In this video, we're pulling over to perform a three-point turn with the student. And when we pull over here, um, we're about to go over to the left. And so we need to signal, steer all the way to the left, shoulder check to the left, ensure that there's no one approaching. And by the way, this is not a great place to be doing this maneuver because there's a bend in the road and anyone approaching from the other direction might not expect us to be in this area. So as far as we're concerned, we should find a more straight stretch here to perform this maneuver, but that's a story for another day. What I want to talk about here is making sure that you do the safety steps in the right order. So as you come up to here, once you stop just before the edge of that curb, right now it looks like the wheels are touching the curb, but they're not. We've stopped just before. And at this point, you would want to signal to the right, put the car into reverse, steer all the way to right, do a 360 check, so left shoulder check, right shoulder check, and look directly out the back window as you back the vehicle up. However, sometimes students forget that procedure, so they'll signal, they'll steer, they'll look around them, and then they're planning on backing up, but they forget that the car is in drive, and they jolt forward, and they go forward. And so kind of like what just happened here. And if you jolt forward and you go onto the driveway here, that can be an automatic fail because you struck an object, you struck the curb. You're not permitted to go into someone's driveway for the purposes of the test when you're doing a three-point turn. And that is also in part because as you pull into this driveway and back out, you've got less visibility of what's happening on the road, and it's less visible to the other cars that are approaching about what you're intending to do. But again, the procedure here is to signal, gear, steer, make sure it's clear every step of the way, and make sure that the gear is right after the signal, because very often right after the signal, students want to move on to steering rather than moving their hand away from the steering wheel, changing the gear, and then moving on to the next procedure.